Drone strike fired by Russian army led by President Vladimir Putin has killed 9 persons, which included a full family involving the father, mother and the daughter, after the military weapon of mass destruction hit a passenger's bus at the Bilopillia area in Sumy region of Ukraine early Saturday morning, signaling the ceasefire peace talks held during the week at Istanbul, Turkey was unsuccessful. It was gathered that the Russian soldiers launched the strike using a Lancet UAV on a passenger bus near Bilopillia in the Sumy region with a suspicion of hitting a military target, killing 9 civilians and injuring 7 others. President Volodymyr Zelensky said are currently receiving treatments at the hospital. According to Zelensky, there are currently 7 wounded people in hospitals following a Russian drone strike on an ordinary passenger bus. The victims have suffered burns, fractures, and blast injuries. All of them are receiving the necessary medical assistance. Tragically, 9 people were killed. All the details are being verified. According to preliminary reports, the Russians killed a family. Father, mother, and daughter died in the attack. My condolences to all the families and loved ones. All the deceased were civilians, and the Russians could not have failed to understand what kind of vehicle they were targeting. This was a deliberate killing of civilians. Yesterday, as on any other day of this war, there was an opportunity to cease fire. Ukraine has long been offering this, a full and unconditional ceasefire in order to save lives. Russia retains nothing but the ability to continue killing. Pressure must be exerted on Russia to stop the killings. Without tougher sanctions, without stronger pressure, Russia will not seek real diplomacy. Yesterday in Istanbul, everyone saw a weak and unprepared Russian delegation without a meaningful mandate. This must change. Real steps are needed to end the war. We are expecting strong sanctions against Russia from the United States, from Europe, and from all our partners. Diplomacy must start working. I thank everyone around the world who is truly helping. Not with words, but with strength. Peace is essential. It may be interesting to know that the attack occurred just hours after Russia and Ukraine held their first direct peace talks in more than 3 years in Istanbul, Turkey on Friday, that has shown the meeting failed to produce a temporary ceasefire. The strike is the latest in a series of deadly escalations even as diplomatic talks between the two sides begin to resume. Commander Ihor Tkachenko, head of Sumy's military administration, confirmed, medics and rescuers have been urgently sent to the scene. Meanwhile, a local media in Ukraine had reported on Friday that Ukraine had repatriated the bodies of 909 soldiers who died fighting against Russia. The coordination headquarters for the treatment of the prisoners of war reported on May 16, according to Kyiv independent news media. The bodies of soldiers were recovered from Donetsk, Luhansk, Zaporizhia, Sumy, and Kharkiv oblasts, as well as from morgues in Russia. We had reported that the Ukrainian President, Volodymyr Zelensky, on Friday has said that the Russia war in Ukraine was moving towards ending this week, if only that the Russian President, Vladimir Putin, wasn't afraid of coming to Ankara, the Turkey capital, on Thursday to have face-to-face peace deal talks with him in line with his own request for direct peace talks, which, Zelensky said, made him to travel to Turkey in person, but it was a surprise. The Kremlin leader, President Vladimir Putin, instead sent a very low-level government officials to the Russia president proposed dialogue meeting in Ankara, although Russia and Ukraine have been wrestling for months over the logistics of peace talks with hopes of achieving such in the proposed Ankara peace talks. But days before D-Day, President Donald Trump of the United States, US, had said that he sees no movement of Putin coming to Ankara until he and Putin get together. And according to President Zelensky, it was President Trump who told him publicly to immediately accept the Kremlin leader's proposal of direct talks.
Unsuccessful, bringing you the news in a more digital way.